I don't like to be called psychic nor medium. I was born with the name, my parents gave me the name Nunzio, which I hated. I changed it when I was in school, and I'll tell you how I got it to change at 5 or 6 years old. I'll tell you that later. My name, as I said before, is Nunzio, which means the messenger. It suits me a little bit better than medium or psychic, because that sounds kind of crappy. All right? And it makes people feel like, you know, jittery. So I'm just plain old me. You can call me Ed, and that's my name. My name is Ed. My birth name is Nunzio, but please call me Ed because I won't answer you. No, that's not really true. When I was in kindergarten, and the teacher called out Nunzio, and I just looked around like, who the hell is that jerk? This was like, how old in kindergarten? 4 and a half, 5? And so, of course, she sent me to the principal's office. And the principal is sitting behind his desk, and I'm in front of him, kicking my feet back and forth. I remember this like yesterday, and he said, Nunzio, and I would not answer him. He says, you have to answer. That's your name. And I shook my head, no. He says, well, you have to have a name. And I said to him, and he says, and you have to spell it. So at 4 and a half, 5 years old, or whatever age I was, I swung my feet back and forth. I figure I have this jerk. My name is Ed. He said, do you know how to spell it? And I had to think very clearly. I'm Mr. Ed, the talking horse, E.D. That's how I got the name Ed. And that is a true story. Did you recently have a loss?
Well, not somebody passed over, but divorced.
All right. A loss means to have someone that went to the other side.
Well, yeah, recently, maybe September of last year.
Okay. What are you in fear of?
Future.
I'm going to use a word on you, the time. You're afraid of time.
I feel time is just running out.
All right, so if you notice on the board, I have fear and time, but time is not running out. You're in a perfectly good spot. Just allow and be yourself and stop worrying about everything. If you stop worrying about everything, you don't make something grow that doesn't have to grow. You understand why I use that terminology?
My daughter's having issues with a divorce, and she's just taking it out on me. And we used to be so close, and now it's just so strange. She's 12 years old, and I'm just afraid of losing her, and I don't know why. It's just a sense of...
All right, you're afraid of losing?
Just losing her, not in terms of something happening to her, but just, you know, I don't know, I just feel like competition with my ex-husband. I can't explain it. She's taking the divorce out on me, and I'm just...
How old is your child?
She's 12.
Okay, what happened when she was 10?
We were having a lot of problems.
Okay, so she absorbed all those problems. And as you can see, I kind of write things down before I get there, but she answered me too quickly. In other words, she absorbed all the nonsense that was going on. I don't believe that children need to hear what parents... You wouldn't let a child hear we were having sex in the next room. We'd be a little quiet. Children shouldn't hear problems that adults are having. And you can say she didn't hear it, but I know that she did. So you're fighting for yourself. But this child of yours realized there's something going on. Can you follow that? All right. Now let's go with you, and then I'll get back to your. Who stuttered? Because I went to say something, I had to repeat it. Who was a repeater?
Me.
All right. You repeat things. All right. Because if you notice, as I went to talk to repeat, I was saying the same thing over. That's what you have to stop doing to yourself, is saying the same thing over and over and over. Because what you're doing is, when you water a plant, if you give it too much water, what happens? The plant dies. So you're overreacting, you're trying to give more than you should. Tell me about, it's a male. There's a male here for you that has crossed over.
Between my grandfathers, my uncle.
All right. If you see me mutter, I'm praying. Now we could be praying your religion, my religion, because all religions are basically the same. And I'm not here to push religion. But this man appears to have something with his leg or his shoes or his feet or something. So the man who reads a lot of books or who read a lot of books?
I don't know.
What did your grandfather do for a living?
Well, one was in Europe, so wasn't. One did construction, and then the other was worked for the Long Island Railroad.
I wanted construction. Was all your family saintly? Were they all good people? I don't want to say they were all good people. Did anybody do anything that doesn't matter today, but lotto or books or gambling or?
Maybe my brother.
Your brothers, all right. You like your brothers? Your brothers like you?
Nothing like me.
What are they like?
Typical loud New York Italians.
Okay. You have a leg issue?
Hip issue.
Hip. But it's coming from the knee, from the lower part to the hip.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is there somebody around you with the initial J?
Uncle John.
Okay. Tell me about him a minute.
He was old school Italian. He's from Italy. My father's brother's name was.
That's all I need to know.
Okay.
Did we just establish that he's deceased, correct? Did he have something with his eyes?
I don't know. When he passed, he was in Europe, in Italy.
Do you know if he watched over the family? If you don't know the answer, let it go.
I don't know. But I don't know if I can
Go
say-
ahead.
My sister went to see someone like you, and he came forward to her too.
All right. What happens, and sometimes you think a parent is going to come forward and a grandfather comes forward because that's the grandfather, and that's his job to watch over everything, and so this is basically what happened. Susan, 2013, was it a little bit difficult for you?
Oh, yeah.
12, 13 would be a little bit difficult for you. Now, in that particular year, we could have a little bit of health issues or somebody having a little bit of health issues. Someone have an issue with the head? Did anybody in your family have a stroke?
Yes, my mother did that year. Mm-hmm.
All right, because if you see, I'm having hand tremors, and I feel it in my temple. All right.
She's still alive.
Yeah, all right. Whose initial starts with an S or the month of September?
Besides my own, I'm drawing a blank.
No, I'm not going to yours. It has to be. It's all right. We may get it later.
Okay. Oh,
Go ahead.
yeah, my friend Steve, who's deceased.
Did Steve have something with his chest?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I'm not sure whether it was a disease, because when we have a disease, it's to be uncomfortable with. It's a disease, or an impact, because I feel something on his chest. Which one was it?
It was kind of an outcome from a long-term disease, but it wasn't the disease that hurt him. It was a procedure went wrong.
All right. Okay. So it's like an impact. Some changes. Okay. What does the month of March mean?
Oh, I do think he might have passed away in the month of March. I have to look it up.
Okay. I mean, we could be... He ever give you flowers? Or did he plant flowers or give you flowers or...
I don't recall. It's possible, but I don't recall.
All right. Who you did a lot of yelling in your house?
Who did?
Mm-hmm.
My dad.
Okay. Clinton, are you in the middle of changing career or changing jobs?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever injure your neck or shoulder?
Everything.
You injured everything? When did you start to learn to love life?
When I first moved out of my parents' house.
Okay. So, you like life? You want to live?
I didn't for a while.
Okay, but you want to live now.
Yeah.
I'm talking about today.
Yeah.
How are you related to each other?
We're dating.
We're dating. So that's kind of a relationship. Making love is kind of more than nothing, correct? Okay, and I'm sure you make love. I hope so. Okay, so now, if you want to live, you have to change, Clinton. We can't go back and change your childhood any longer, but we can embrace it. We can find forgiveness for your mother, your father, whomever. You have a sister?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Growing up, was there a young lady or a young girl that was like a sister to you? That you would think of as a sister and then I'll let it go?
There was, but she wasn't a relation or
It
anything.
doesn't have to be related. Sometimes we pick friends to be more of a sister or a brother than we do someone coming from the mother.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever work with cars?
All the time.
Okay. What happened when you were 17?
I was in a really bad motorcycle accident. I was hit by a drunk driver.
Okay. What were you smoking at the time?
I was smoking cigars.
Do you like to draw? But I'm not talking the artsy arts. I'm talking about that crazy kids put on the walls. No, you don't like to do that. You ever try it?
No.
Okay, try it. Because I think you need to let out, but do it on paper, don't go paint somebody's wall. You need to let out what's in the belly. You're holding on to so much crap that it no longer serves you. We think we got rid of it, but we didn't get rid of it because we still hold on to it. I don't know what that means. If you could have done something, what would you have done? What would you like to have become?
Finishing nursing school, so I've done that.
I'm going to talk about early childhood. How about dancing? Tell me about dancing.
I liked dancing when I was younger.
Now, you already gave it away. You're going to be a nurse. Usually, if I were going to say that, I would see somebody in white. Or I'd see something white or a building in white, but you gave it away already. So we can't give you that. How much more you have to go to nursing?
Only a few more weeks.
Okay, congratulations. I have down teaching. All right. But you're going into nursing, and you don't want to be a teacher.
I've thought about it, like teaching nursing.
You like blood and all that gory shit and all that crap?
I don't mind it. I could deal with it.
What I think in the future is going to be is you're going to follow your career, but I think you're going to teach other people how to become what they need to become. So that could kind of be on the teaching end of it. You know, I could say I could write anything on the board and follow through and just come up and say anything, but I don't think that's the case. I really earnestly believe, that eventually that you will be teaching. What are you afraid of? What are you in fear of?
A lot of things.
Like what? Give me something. Give me something. Help me here.
I feel like I was just afraid of everything for a while.
Like what?
Like I was just having like panic attacks all the time.
Okay. What words do you need to hear the most in your life? What are the most important words to you?
I guess I love you.
I love you. That's the most important thing, because sometimes when we're growing up, and I'm not saying that you grew up in a bad family, sometimes those words, I love you, are used so infrequently. You got the message? It's so important that she be told, I love you, because you got to love you. And we have a very hard time loving ourselves. You understand that? If you look in the mirror and you say to yourself, what? You just gulp. So that told me another story. What did you say to yourself when you look in the mirror?
I don't know.
For you, I think you need to say every morning, I love myself. Just the way I look. I'm perfect, perfect, perfect. And anything that you want in life, you're going to achieve. If you want to be a size 2, you're going to become a size 2. I don't think there's anything wrong with you. I love you just the way you are. Honest question, honest answer.
Okay.
Okay? You don't like being last, do you?
No.
No. Okay. In another setting, I would have went to you last. And why would I have gone to you last? And if we were still doing the same thing?
You're asking me why you would go on to me last? I don't really know.
Okay. Because sometimes we need to follow what's so true to ourselves, because this is what we believe. And you believe you deserve to be last when you really deserve to be first. Can you understand that?
Okay.
Okay. Do you deserve to be what number?
First.
First. Always first. In your life, always first, because if you're not first, how are you going to take care of everybody else? How many people do you take care of?
2.
2. Who do you take care of?
My children.
Okay. I wrote down children. Where's your husband?
He passed.
Okay. I wrote down the word gone, meaning he crossed over, not that he left you. Okay. Brenda, I'm sorry. I don't mean to make anybody cry. But when I got your husband, I want to ask you about roses, flowers, the word flowers. You know anything about the flowers?
He gave me roses. My son just gave me roses for Valentine's Day and said Dad would want you to have them.
Okay. So when I got your husband, I got the throat, the chest, and the head, and I don't know, and I got a pain in my temple. Why?
He had head and neck cancer.
Okay. So when you see me do this, so I'm telling you what I do. Wait a minute. I'm sorry about this. 1 second. Did you have the opportunity to say I love you? even if he mouthed it.
He always tried to.
Yeah. Because his words now, I love you. And he's with a female, but one of the female relatives came to greet him and take him with him. Now, it could be his mother, grandmother, your mother. It's a female. I don't know. What is the initial J? It could be the month or someone's name.
He died in July.
Okay. So we know
I'm so glad that someone met him.
We know when someone crosses over, we don't just die. We just don't end it right there either, whatever way we're going to a funeral for the person. That's a way of saying goodbye to the physical body. But there's that soul. And the soul to me, and we're not talking religion here, the soul to me is a circle of life. And it just, when the body leaves, that soul leaves. And it's a circle. It's infinity. It goes on forever and ever and ever. And if that loved one chooses to come back in another form, and they will come back in another form. As far as anybody with sanitation, cops, sanitation, anything like that?
Our family business was scrap metals,
Okay.
recycling.
Okay, recycling junk, in other words, garbage, okay. I wanted to finish off something. You have a son? A son? Is he very much like your husband?
Oh, yeah.
When I ask people to watch my body language, because you can't see the person, and I may see the physical person, the physical being, or I just hear it up here, I'm giving you an action. So the action is telling you that he's Regina, do you feel blessed?
Yes,
Okay, can you tell me why you feel blessed?
because I love my job. I have 2 daughters. I love where I live. I love everything about my life.
So the Creator was very good to you,
Yes,
but the early part of life was a little difficult and you had to find your own way to get to the present state, correct? Are you presently in a relationship? Or?
yes.
You are? Okay. Can you give me their date of birth?
May 23rd.
Does he have children?
No.
No children. I should say, do they have children? Are you a helper?
Yes.
Okay. You help yourself?
Yes.
If I put you in this seat, could you handle it?
In your seat? No.
Why not?
I'm not good in public speaking and
But you're doing it now.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Any one of us could sit in my seat and do exactly what I do. They just do is just to have trust and believe, and be programmed into the situation. It's not a pocketbook. And it's a female, of course. In your family, what loved one wore shifts that no longer here? Shifts, like a garment, a shift. I think it's called a shift.
Oh, my nanny. Yeah, my nanny.
She's showing me her hands. What was with the hand?
Well, you know what I always remember about her hands? No, not a sickness, but I remember how we used to have split pea soup, and she used to sit there sorting out the bad peas with her hands.
Okay, so that's that. Okay, that's why she's showing me her hand. There's not much to tell you because you already made choices in your life. You took the crap and you turned it into lemonade. You just changed your whole life around. Can you understand that? So it's almost like you had a near-death experience and you woke up and you said, okay, I'm this person today, here I am, and this is who I'm going to be. Okay, you follow what I'm saying? Okay. So I wrote down the word choice. So you've made choices, a lot of changes that whose family wore a hearing aid?
My father,
Your father.
my stepfather.
Father is with us.
No.
All right. I never tell anyone that their loved one is deceased, because I made a mistake one time and told someone their loved one was deceased and they didn't know they were deceased yet, so I'm very careful. Very, very careful. From the world of spirit, we're going to use the word spirit, and he came here to kiss you. He was going to kiss you on your forehead. Why?
Because he'd always have a couple of black Russians and get all lovey and affectionate. Yeah, so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see him doing that.
Okay. Regina, did he fight to stay here towards the end of his life?
Well, he went peacefully. I mean, when it was time, he went without a fight.
Prior to just leaving?
Prior to that, yeah, no, he fought. Mm-hmm.
Because he sounds like a tough guy. Mm-hmm. Because he said he gave it a hell of a fight. Mm-hmm. Right, and he got the big fish. Now, I don't know what he's saying, why he's saying fish, whether he was a fisherman. In other words, he made it to wherever his choice was. How loyal are you?
Depends.
Depends on what?
If the person deserves loyalty.
Okay. At times, are you like a tiger in a cage?
Yes. Actually said that the other night. Wear a tiger's tail.
You do anything in the arts? Mm-mm. Nothing creative?
Nope.
Why?
I feel like I'm always doting on my children, and
You use the word I feel. Mm-hmm. I feel I need to do something for me. That's what you need to do, is to do it for me. Because if you don't do it for you, if you don't do something for yourself, you're concentrating on what their little troubles are, which you should. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but and it's too much. You're impacting them with too much of you. They have to become a little independent and see you happy. If they see you doing things for yourself and they're cleaning up the shit that they throw all over the floor, I think you might be a happier camper. Mm-hmm. Is that true? Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you know who St. Lucy is? Mm-mm. Okay. And I'm not talking about religion, I'm just talking about a woman that's a saint, all right? And she's a woman, a saint for the eyes, and it happened to be a Sicilian holiday sometime in December. And again, I'm not telling you that you're a Sicilian.
I am.
All right. All right. I'm just giving you the story. And St. Lucy, right, you read about her.
Okay.
And you're looking at everything, and and I'm not knocking you. You're nitpicking. You're picking at little shit all over the fucking place. Start thinking about you. Take care of you. Are you with your significant other?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are they bossy?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You like to be bossed around?
I don't.
So why are you putting up with it?
Well, they're bossy, but I don't put up with it.
Okay.
Actually, I just, like, with the kids, just
let
it go. Yeah.
All right. Do the initials R, or I think of R, mean something? Who is that?
My friend Rena, in high school, we were in a car accident. She passed away.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping to.
Okay, so tell me about the J person. What month was it in?
October.
Okay. Is there a J person connected? Let it go. Let's stay with Rena. Let's stay with Rena. All right, because I have a couple initials here that I don't know what they mean. If I do
Oh
this,
yeah, Jay. Another girl in the car. One of the girls and another girl. Yeah. It's been so long.
Now, if I do this, that doesn't mean for you to come and sit on my lap. What I'm doing is I'm reaching for her to come and give me something. Mm-hmm. You're only married one time? Mm-hmm. To the same man?
Yeah, I am divorced.
All right.
And I have another relationship.
All right, so it's like twice you're married. I mean, not conventionally.
Yeah, but this relationship now is like I'm
Married,
yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
And because that's what she's saying, twice. Tell me what happened to her, please.
She was crushed. We had a school bus head on, and her side got crushed in. She died of a lacerated heart immediately.
All right. Like if she was cut.
Her heart was just
Yeah, that's
cut.
what, that's, if you look what I wrote, cut like in half.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yep.
right, and it's the chest, but well, the rest doesn't matter what I'm being shown. You know that she's lovely and she's perfect, and so we know that, sweetheart, that she is fine. Tell me about your shoulder.
It's my mother's shoulder.
Your mother's shoulder.
And I am going to be her caretaker. So it is. That's happening. That's coming up in July.
Is your mother a very fair person?
A very
Fair.
fair person, yes.
Yeah. She goes for the underdog?
Yes, she's a caretaker.
Yeah, well, that would be her. All right. I don't know. How many children does your mother have?
3.
Three. All right, and how did you get this job of taking care of Mom? I'm just curious.
Because my father passed away last year, and she has moved into our house.
Okay. Are you happy?
Yes.
Okay, that's all that matters. Smart. Was your father very smart?
Was he smart? Yes.
I see him in white. That doesn't mean he was a doctor or a pharmacist, but what did he do?
No, he was a technician. He worked for the telephone company, but he hasn't done that in years.
Oh, that doesn't matter. But this is a man that's not a dummy, or wasn't a dummy. He's a smart man. All right.
He sang in the choir. That's why he has on a white kata.
All right, that could be it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Tell me again what's the matter with your mother?
She has torn rotator cuffs.
Okay, that's painful. Okay. She's not ready to go anyplace. And he's not ready for her.
My dad?
No.
No.
Did anybody lose a child?
I stillborn like that.
When a child is lost, stillborn, it chose not to come into, even though it's very hard for us to follow or believe in this. When a child elects not to come into this world, there's a very good reason why that child had to return to the universe or back to the heavenly realm or the angelic realm, whatever you prefer, but only to come back again later on to do something else. So it was an experience that you and he chose. I don't know why I used he, that you and the child chose prior to your birth and his birth, because it's collective energy up in the universe, and we kind of meet up there, and then we decide what's going on. Are you asking the universe for something, or praying or asking for something? I have to ask you, do you desire something?
I just want peace of the losses I've had recently.
Shelley, the peace comes within yourself. You have to find peace within yourself. We know that they're okay, but did you have two crossings in a row very close to each other? And there was almost another one?
There was another one.
There was another one? Are you related to the other one, or is somebody else, like partially related?
Well, yeah, all three.
All three. Are all three your blood, or?
One.
Right, okay.
Well, no, two.
Two. And the other one is, because I have 2.5 here. So 2.5 means that they're not, one is not really your blood, or there's not.
Well, it's through marriage.
Right. Okay. That's the other half. That's through your second, your better half, as to say. Okay. Loretta, you know who St. Anthony is?
I do.
Okay. Are you always happy?
I can reframe things to be happy. I'm not always happy.
You can change, you can spin the wheel.
Yep.
What I wrote down, Loretta, was happy to the point. Happy to the point. So you could spin things around to make yourself feel happy. You could find in the pile of crap something to find warm and jokeful and loving and caring. Is that a fact?
Mm-hmm.
When did you stop running or scampering away from difficulties? What age were you?
When I was between 40-ish.
All right, 40. If I put you on a lake, how would you feel?
Serene.
Serene, okay.
I love water.
If you need to let go, because there's still things in the early part of your life that you hold on to, and every now and then they pop up, they surface, like the rest of us. Shit surfaces, and we're saying, but where is that coming from? The best thing for you to is to go somewhere where there's a body of water, whether it's a river, lake, and just let it go and scream and holler, and you're going to walk away and be happy. You're going to think you had the most beautiful facelift in the world. Not that you need one, but you need to express and let go, because sometimes you hold them in, and that's when you might kind of dissipate and just go to the... I heard you say something outside about animals, and sometimes animals are better friends to you than human beings. Can you understand that?
Mm-hmm. Love you unconditionally.
Is there truth in art, truth in oblivion, or truth in people? Where do you find truth?
In God.
In God.
I'm a minister.
Okay. So, you don't believe in oblivion. No, I know you don't. You believe in people. And tell me about the art.
I marry people, so I do a lot of writing.
Creativeness. So when you made a transition in life, is you made a transition in the entire life.
Change.
Everything, and nothing really, everything else is done by the right wayside, whether it was marriages, divorces, whatever. Now it no longer exists for you. But somewhere in the pit of your soul, you still have the blackboard. And every now and then it surfaces, whatever was written out in chalk, and you're trying to erase it very quickly, and you're going to get there. Can you understand that?
I do.
There's very little to tell you, Loretta, that you don't already have the answer to. I think Loretta has something to teach me, and I want to learn from her, but we don't have the time this evening. Can you understand that? People say to me, I'm the teacher, but I'm truly not the teacher. As they approach me, they're all the teacher. You know that expression. I may have said it kind of cockeyed. Are you happy?
Mm-hmm.
Who's unhappy around you?
Maybe my sister.
Anybody in the family have a blood disorder? Now, that could be diabetic.
My mom is diabetic.
Okay, that's what I need to know. Sue, does everybody in this family speak to each other? Or do we have a problem, a little problem in the family?
Yes.
Right. When I drew this here, if you could see it's a circle with a line, that's a table, a very bad drawing of a table. You won't want to eat at this table. This tells me that there's trouble in the family, all right? Or difficulty. I don't really want to say trouble, but difficulty. We all have difficulty. Sue, do you donate things?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do you donate? Just curious, anything, could be.
Everything in the house.
All right, anything in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Are you an avid reader? You like to read?
No.
No. Okay, why?
I fall asleep.
That's a good thing that you fall asleep, because what it's saying is that your body really needs rest. Because I look at your vibration and I look at your we're going to call them chakras or whatever's going on in your body, and it's so like you're here, but you're over here, you're there, you're worried about so many different things. But sometimes the energy gets so heavy, and sitting there you were kind of like a walnut. You were getting closed in and closed in and closed in. You understand that? And you wanted to almost run. So what would you like?
My kids to be well,
Okay.
to do well.
Your kids, see, that's, you said to be well or to do well.
Yeah.
Yeah, to what?
I want them to do well, so they'll be well.
All right. How'd you get along with your mom?
Okay.
Okay. Did your mother, was your mother a chirper?
I think she wanted me to do different things.
Okay.
I'm more independent.
All right. Every parent, as you know, I want my children to do better so they can be better. Every parent has that dream and that desire. Some of our parents have become overwhelming and they become chatterboxes, and it's in our head, we have to do this, we have to do this, we have to do. You want your children just to be happy and do what they need to do only for themselves. You have a son?
Yes.
Does he give you a hard time?
Yes.
Sue, you and your husband are in the same house?
Yes.
Do you, I don't, it's a little personal, do you get along with each other?
Oh, yeah.
But does he agree with the way you think, or he agrees the way he thinks?
But yeah, probably he agrees with the way he thinks.
He needs 2 more years, your son, to really grow. All right? He wants to be nurtured and loved, but he wants to push everybody away. But he wants to make sure that you're near where he is. Can you understand?
Oh, yeah.
And he's got to go on to the horns. He does have horns.
Yes.
And did he injure an arm? Okay. You ever screen his calls or screen anything?
I look at his phone.
You're doing the right thing for this boy by looking. Keep on checking, all right? There's no mystery there, but there's things that you're concerned about. And what are you concerned about?
Gosh.
The most important thing.
His future.
Okay. Why are you concerned about his future?
He's just plays video a lot, and it bugs me.
Video is not, it's a bad thing because you didn't do it when you were a kid. We didn't have any of those good things back in those days. They used to deliver the milk to the door. We didn't have to go to the store. And cigarettes were 7 cents a pack, and pizza was 10 cents. And you got a free Coke with it. it gives them mobility, and it gives them knowledge in a sense. Should he be reading a book? Absolutely. And doing other things? Absolutely. But in today's world, everything is technology, and they have to look at, young people are making $200,000 looking at a screen for people looking for jobs, and they're making that kind of money. So it's not a bad thing. It's not the best thing. He needs to get out of the house, get a little more fresh air, and listen to what you're saying. And you and your husband, when you're talking about him, talk a little lower because he's hearing everything that you're saying. You got it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And you ever check in his drawers for anything? Not his underwear?
No.
Okay. My gut tells me to look in his clothing drawers, just to check what he's doing, maybe doing something outside of the house. You know, he sounds like a kid to me that could be influenced by other kids. And I'm not saying he's a bad kid, but that's what the boy sounds like. All right. But I think you don't have a dummy on your hands. You have a hard head. He's hard. Oh, he's hard head. So, all right, let's see where we're going with this. Okay. What are you looking for closure to? Closure.
My mother's death.
All right. Your mother died naturally?
Suddenly.
All right. Now, this could be off the wall. Do you think there was foul play?
On her part. I mean, she may have known something for a long time. It's all within her.
I don't believe that foul play as far as somebody hurting her, but I think your mother tried not to hurt you. So it was ovarian to stomach to everything that went on. So in the final stage, it's what I asked you earlier. Can you understand that? And she's fine. But I'm being shown, Lynn, an altar. And what does Mary or Marie mean to you?
Marie, it was my confirmation name.
Okay, that's what we need to know. Which one, Mary or Marie?
Well, it's Maria.
All right, Maria. They both belong to each other. So I just kind of dance when I talk about religious stuff because there's a religious message for you here through your mother, which is that at this altar. She's at this altar with Mary or Marie, and she's mighty fine. She's perfectly fine. And this was more the people, or the saints, or the religious people that she spoke to prior to dying. She held on to her faith, but it was a secret. It was a secret between her, her maker, and whoever was her physician. I don't even think she liked to go to the physician. I don't think she wanted to know anything. Now, I look at you and you have eyeglasses. Mom had eyeglasses?
Yes.
All right, where are they?
Okay. They were on her at the viewing, and I was upset that they were. They shouldn't have been.
Okay. So, why would I go there? And it's okay to cry because it's a safe place. Nobody's gonna, it's okay to release. Release. The reason why God gave us tears, or the universe gave us tears, is really to cleanse everything inside of us. And we have no other way to escape what happened. So we know that your mother is fine. I know it. You got to know it.
Oh, I know it. I do know it.
So now.
But I'm mad at her.
Don't be mad. All right. Lynn, now on a serious note, how long has Mom crossed?
2006.
Just about 9. 9 is endings, meaning endings. So it's time for you to get rid of your anger, because she may not have said goodbye then, but she was saying goodbye prior in all little ways. She did all little things to let her family know she was gone, whether she gave a knick-knack or some nonsense. May have meant nothing at that moment, but this is who the woman was. She lived out of her pocketbook, so to say. You understand that? Closed her bag, and that was it. What I did want to say, and I got kind of lost for a moment. Let me go back there again. You might be mad at her, but you're not really mad at her, you're mad at yourself. because maybe for that day or that week or that month you weren't there you were taking care of children, whatever you were doing, and you're saying to yourself, why wasn't I there? Why didn't she wait for me? Some people have to leave by themselves. That's very important. For me, my mother told us all, when it's my turn, you got to get out of the room. I need to do this alone. Your mom needed to do this alone. What choices are you making at the moment or that you need to make?
I don't know.
What is your reason for coming here today?
There was 3 losses very close in our lives over the past few months of maybe finding out if someone was okay.
Okay. To answer your question, I may have answered it earlier, I'm not sure. Because if I didn't answer you directly there, I answered somebody. All our loved ones are okay. I know that sometimes people, when they cross over, we worry more about one than we do the other. But they're all equal when they get there. If they hated each other in this life, it doesn't matter when they get there. There were couples who were husband and wife passed away and couldn't stand each other, but they're out there dancing together. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
So, but again, there's choices that you need to make for you. And what are your choices that you need to make?
There's always changing of job choice.
Right, all right, that's a choice. There's a changes that are coming to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why am I asking you a question? When I gave you the information earlier about your loved one, why am I asking you a question right now?
I don't know. I'm trying to, because of the loved ones and the health issues, I'm trying to change to be healthier.
Right, okay.
And to take care of myself of what I saw, what was in my family.
Okay.
So that's important.
Well, that's the biggest change. I'm not going to tell you not to think about your loved ones. I don't want you to worry about them. Of the 3, who is religious?
My aunt.
She's out there, your aunt is out there praying for you because she's fine. So in this life, she was kind of worried about people. And that life, she no longer needs to worry. Can you understand? So she's giving you the blessing, so for you not to worry. So she doesn't want you to worry. We all have things in our family of different illnesses. The doctor told me I had cancer. And he thought I didn't understand what he said. He repeated it 3 times. Did he want me to fall on the floor and cry and carry on and stamp my feet? And my response to him was, you do what you do best, I will do what I do best. Because if God decided he wanted to take me, I'm going to tell God I'm going to box with him and tell him, no, I'm not going. No, I'm going to do what he tells me to do. But I know that if we believe, then we didn't achieve. But if we just let it go, you'll achieve. So stop worrying so much. People, and I'm not saying anybody in the room, but we're going to take that person so far away from here, so I'm going to point towards the middle of the window where nobody is, with that dummy over there. And people tell them you have cancer, you have this, and you have that, and then they throw themselves in bed, and that's the end of their life. So they may stay in bed for 5 years, doing nothing. And in 5 years, they died of a toe ache. Can you understand that? Go out and have fun. Sean, you have to stop smoking.
We know this.
All right, you not know it, do it, because when you were sitting here, I asked you to move, not to be nasty, but I just feel a lot of pressure starting here. and the beginning like of emphysema or something, and I'm not trying to scare you, please quit smoking. But you do what you want. I can't tell anybody what to do. Or can I? Well, maybe I can. Sean, tell me about your mom.
She's recently got not feeling so well. Knee brace, knee surgery coming up. Chronic illnesses.
Is she feisty?
I'd like to think not, but other people may think she is.
Well, feisty is a good thing.
She'll stand up for herself.
All right, feisty is a good thing. Okay. Did she have body movement after the stroke, like shaking? Whose hand moved? Like my hand is in
She would get nervous after.
That's what I'm looking.
She had her stroke. She'd get nervous.
Don't give me no more information. All right, so we definitely have your mother, sweetheart, because I'm feeling it here. But I'm feeling it. I see backwards, so I'm feeling it all on this side, one side. The other side feels all right to me, and one side. Now it could be the right or the left, and I'm feeling this tremor and this nauseousness. It's all coming from one side. So I think, I don't know how a stroke goes, but I think it was like an aneurysm in the brain or something in the brain kind of broke and created this stroke. Now, what happened just now is, I sound repetitive, but I'm taking on what was going on with your mom. I'm sure of that, this lack of being able to communicate. Now, I don't want anybody to think I try to cover up something I say. I go with what I say, and I believe in what I say because it could be the very end of the person leaving us here on Earth plane, and she's possibly not remembering. I'm not forcing her to remember. And what did you need to know the most? Who loves you?
My mother.
Your mother. I love you. And that was one of the most important things. How could you feel her more and more, how could you feel your mom's presence more? By doing what?
There's so many things.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a flight attendant.
Okay. I noticed your earrings. Your earrings. So I didn't want to say to you, make a big thing. I don't do that, even if I wouldn't do it. But I want to tell you, when you're home, on your side of the bed, not his side, get a rose, a fresh rose, and put it there, and think of your mom. Because what happens with our loved ones is you'll hear them through electricity, a bell going off, the telephone ringing, the oddest things. They do it through electricity because it's very difficult for them to communicate, and they don't stay long. My grandson, I went to visit, and my son says, "Tell Grandpa what you saw, what dream." Now, it wasn't a dream. He said, "Well, Papa, I met Uncle Harry, Uncle Rudy, and I met this woman, a very funny name. They would call her Baby. Her name was Babe, but he didn't know. But what got me is he said, and Baby," and he laughed at the name Baby, because he didn't make the connection. He's 3.5 or 4 maybe. He said, and Baby would throw bottles out the window. Well, I got so choked up because my Aunt Babe would drink beer after work and open the window and throw the bottles out. And then he said, I met an Uncle Phil. Now, he didn't know my father's name. I met an Uncle Phil, but not my Uncle Phil, meaning my other son. He said, I met an Uncle Phil, but he was different. But he didn't know that he was his grandfather. Now, this was 3.5 years old. What happened? is that babies see the way that any one of us see as small. And then as we grow up, we get afraid of the artificial light. The artificial light takes over the universal light. Universal light is the Creator's love. And when we come into earth plane, we are coming to innocence. But as the time goes on, we learn all about the nonsense that we learn.
Who were the butterflies that followed me last summer?
Butterflies are freedom. Butterflies mean freedom. So if you believe in everything that you believe in, then it's time for you to be free of certain things and don't be angry anymore. I think that's what your mother would like the most of all, because as we're angry, I say the universe is a ladder in the universe and we got to climb to reach the top. And if you're angry at somebody, that poor thing is stuck on a rung that she don't want to be. Give her that little bit of push, she's fine.
I was just wondering if there was anything that he might want for me to know that might explain why you picked up on him particularly.
He showed me a school bag, and then we opened the school bag. What do you need to learn? So I'm not saying he was a teacher, but you need to look at something and look at your life and see what you need to address, okay? Clinton, what I see for you is to focus on this life, not the next life. You understand that? Too many times you said, I want to die, I want to die, I want to die, to self, correct? Because whoever's out there is telling me. So when you're saying, I want to die, I want to die, someone out there, some spirit hears you and they're answering you. So don't play around. Just say, I want to live, and start watching where you're going, enjoying your life, enjoy her, and stop wanting what you're not ready for, because it may come and you're going to be a very sorry man. And go back and get some more education. You're lacking some education. I'm not saying you're a dummy, you just need a little more education. All right, if that is your dream, listen, I had a business, but this is really what I needed to do. I had to give up the business to do what I do today. So for you, you have to decide. You can go to school and follow your dream at the same time. Don't cry wolf anymore.